but this is going to be the big test here. Wow. Hey everyone, it's Matt Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing a 2023 Chevy Silverado 1500 High Country with the all-new Duramax diesel. Before we get into this video though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Chevy here in Murray, Utah for giving me some time with this truck. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask to work with Nick and Gage and they'll be more than happy to help you out. And if you guys are wondering, the Chevy here in Murray, Utah does not charge any sort of markups over MSRP, so if you want a great deal on a new Chevy, Nick and Gage are your guys to ask for. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have an updated version of the 3-liter inline-6 Duramax diesel that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy now is 22 around town and then 27 on the highway, with power outputs being 305 horsepower and then 495 pound-feet of torque. Before we go over the front end of the truck, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Starting with the hood, you guys can see you've got the Duramax badges there on either side of the hood. I love this white metallic paint and lots of lines and curves happening. And then popping down below, we've got these LED headlights with the daytime running lights. You've got the signature Chevy bow tie there, and then we do have some unique coloration there on the grille to signify this is a High Country. Body painted bumper with parking sensors integrated. We also have the fog lights and tow hooks. And putting it all together, this truck looks fantastic from a front end perspective. Coming around the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 275/60/20 in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you can see the coloration you get on the wheels again as part of the High Country package. And notice all-terrain tires. Here's a better look at those all-terrain tires, and then we do have independent front suspension. And then looking at the full side view here, you can see we've got the fixed side steps here. We do have splash guards on this. You got the High Country logo, chrome for the door handles and on the mirror, and then some of the window trim as well. And then the 23 Silverado 1500 does still utilize leaf springs. So here's our key fob. You guys can see we've got the Chevy bow tie there on the back. We have our unlock function, our lock function, the remote start, and then the drop down for the tailgate. And look at that. Now popping inside, we have a payload capacity of 1,538 pounds with this truck. Notice we've got these LED bed lights here in the back. We also have a full power outlet down below, and then we've got the High Country logo there at the front of the bed. When you're all done with the rear, you can actually just press the button on the back of the tailgate and then it'll raise it back up. We've got the upgraded LED taillights here in the back of the Silverado, and then you can see all of the badges here. Pretty normal stuff. Body painted bumper. We do have the bumper steps there with the squished exhaust tip covers. And then we got the receiver hitch at the bottom, 9,000 pound towing capacity with this truck. Now, being the High Country package, we have really nice leather trim here on the side. You can see the wood trim at the top and then perforated down below. And we got the double stack design here for the armrest. Again, look at the contrasted stitching. And then you got a regular handle right there. Tons of storage space down below though. This has the black High Country interior, which I'm a big fan of. I do like the blue though too, but notice you got the behind the seat storage, and then look at the bottom of the seat here. That looks pretty cool. And then we do have some more under seat storage. Legroom in the back of the Silverado is fantastic. We do have a storage pocket right here. We've got some cup holders up top, and then we do have our heated seat controls, USBs. We do have some vents on top of that. And then headroom's also really good. And of course, this has the cup holder armrest. Taking a look at the front door panel here, you can see the leather trim all over it, the wood trim there at the top, and then it's perforated down below. And again, we got that double stack design here with the armrest. All of our window controls, High Country logo right there. Nose front two are automatic. And then the mirror adjustments, the mirrors do power fold in. They also have blind spot monitoring. And then you can see speaker for the Bose sound system. We got High Country here in the headrest with the front seat. Sorry about the lighting there, but look at the design in the center, just like the rear seats. Definitely a cool thing with the High Country. And they do have power adjustments here on the side, and then it says High Country yet again. So we've got a bunch of controls here in this section. This is for the heads-up display, your parking brake. This is your drive mode select with your tow haul mode at the bottom. Drive line select. This does have four-wheel high as well as four-wheel low and four-wheel auto. And then your light controls there off to the side. Steering wheel is automatically adjustable. So So here's the steering wheel. We've got nice leather trim all around, darker stitching on the center, and then again with the High Country colors. We do have our controls here for the center stack voice command controls. There are radio controls on the back of the steering wheel. You've got those paddle shifters for the 10-speed automatic. Heated steering wheel button on the steering wheel. We do have our cruise control on top of that. Turn signal, windshield wiper stalk, and then there's nothing here. Full digital gauge cluster here in the center. We can scroll through a few different menus there. And then if you look off to the corner, this is where we've got the drive mode select. So we first have the tow haul mode, and notice it'll automatically turn on the diesel exhaust brake. And then we have a sport mode and then an off-road mode as well. When it comes to the camera system, this has a full 360 camera system, which is really solid. I mean, you can see here every single angle is covered, and we have another tab with even more viewpoints, including the bed. Now, as for the rest of the infotainment system, we got a shortcut bar here on the side. We have the main screen, which has really good response time. It does have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And then we have this auxiliary screen right here, which we can use to scroll through some different menus. I usually just leave it to be a clock because it's all uniform. We have our secondary home screen button here, and then you can see the volume control right next to that. This is for your lane departure, parking sensors, auto stop start. That's for the tailgate drop down or raise function, hazard lights, stability control, and then that's to roll down all the windows at once. Trailer brake controls already integrated from the factory, and then we have our dual zone climate controls here. We also have heated and cooled seats in the High Country. Don't worry, I didn't forget about the USBs off to the side, and then there's some storage down below that area. We have our shifter here for the 10-speed automatic, and that's why there's nothing right here because, well, it has this shifter and not the column shifter. Some cup holders right next to that, and then look at the beautiful stitching and everything here on top of the center console. It does contain a wireless phone charging pad, some USBs, and decent storage overall. We've got Chevy's famous double glove box set up right here, and it's cool they do that really nice wood trim on the front face, and then we do have nice leather trim all over the dash. This has the camera mirror system, which I'm a huge fan of, and we have a power sliding rear window. So this is the window sticker for this truck. First off, 3-year 36,000 mile basic warranty, and then 5-year 100,000 mile on the powertrain. And this thing's really cool about the High Country package. First off, starting MSRP $64,300. This does have a couple other packages added to it, including the diesel, which is only $995. Ram is getting rid of their EcoDiesel, but as it stands right now, it's like a $4,000+ option, so definitely a bargain. And then total MSRP $69,805. So when a fully loaded Ram and a fully loaded Ford is like $80,000, this thing is looking like a deal. Let's see how the new engine drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, and hopefully you can now see the heads-up display. Both of the mirrors. And throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. Okay, so this driving portion is going to be a little bit longer because I know that I have a big truck audience, and you guys are going to be very interested in how this powertrain actually performs. So first off, here's the deal. Really torquey on the low end, like I know that the power figures aren't that much different, but like this feels substantially punchier just like right off the bat. That's the first big thing that I'm noticing. The next thing is it seems like the transmission is tuned slightly differently with this, where it seems like it's tuned more to just like constantly keep this at like peak torque compared to before. Like before it did a really good job, but like this, it seems like it's even better, if that makes sense. Like it's really taking advantage of the extra torque. Now with, you know, the High Country, the new Silverado in general, really smooth riding truck actually, really comfortable. And yeah, I'm impressed so far. And the diesel's really quiet too. Like when you get on it, you hear the diesel sounds, which are good, but you know, just at idle, and obviously I don't have music on. If I had music on, you wouldn't be able to hear the powertrain, but like just at idle, it's pretty minimal. Yeah, this thing is so much torqueier. That is impressive. I love how the front camera's still on. I guess that you can keep the camera on permanently, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, it feels a lot better compared to before. This is impressive so far. Okay, so we're going over the train tracks. You guys can kind of see how the suspension handles that. Pretty solid. Still feels like a truck. But this is going to be the big test here. Wow. Good job, General Motors. That wasn't even full throttle. That was just partial throttle. And it just, there's so much less lag compared to before. Yeah, they knocked it out of the park with this. This has to be the best driving small diesel. Yeah, I mean, no wonder Ram's getting rid of the EcoDiesel, because this thing just blows it out of the water. It's so, like, the torque is so good. And the fact that, like, I was able to get up at that rate, partial throttle, I mean, it's so impressive. I'll kind of get a better acceleration here. I just realized that my one mirror was not even close to properly adjusted. But I'll kind of slow down here a little bit. And then... yeah, for a little diesel, this thing just kills it. Man, this would be such a good daily driver. And again, the fuel economy numbers are still really strong. You know, being able to average in the 20s with the truck, that is very impressive. So yeah, let's sum things up. First off, with the High Country package, you know, I said it in my first, 23 High Country review, I think this is a really good value, all things considered. Now that I've seen the pricing, though, of this new diesel, I will say, get the diesel High Country. Oh my gosh, yeah, just look at that. This thing is a monster. Yeah, because I drove a 5.3 High Country, which is not a bad truck. That's a solid truck. But yeah, this diesel is so good. But yeah, I mean, value-wise, in the luxury truck segment, this is a really good value. And then when it comes to how this diesel drives, it is just phenomenal. Super good. I mean, you heard me throughout the review. Super good torque. It sounds great. I mean, like right now, you can kind of hear the little chugging going, but it's really quiet. And so I think I like this more than the 6.2 now. Like, if I was gonna get a new Chevy, it's gonna be the diesel. So yeah, RIP EcoDiesel, because it's literally going away, and I think there's a reason why General Motors is the only player in this diesel game, because this is the best small diesel powertrain on the market. That's gonna sum things up with our video on this High Country with the new diesel. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Chevy here in Murray, Utah, for giving me some time with this truck. Like I said, I'll include a link to their inventory in the description down below. If you need any help, just ask to work with Nick and Gage. I'll see ya.